despite where Steve's story is going for getting Jerome in the trunk of the car, obviously,
we got different plans for you.
Jerome had
obviously.
lockpicked the trunk and broke his way out, even though Steve simply forgot about him in there. What's going on, everyone? Jerome here, along with Dropsy, Matt, and Steve, and welcome to an awesome episode of Finish the Story. That's right, everybody. Finish the Story is the awesome game where pretty much we go in a straight line and we have to continue on and on and on with a story that just gets more and more ridiculous over time. So, as for instance, Steve might start it. Someone like breathing directly into their mic?
Dropsy.
Okay.
Sorry.
So as for instance, Steve might start off and go, Matt has a big smelly, and then he jumps here. And then I have to immediately respond with something like...
Jerome's friend named Jerome.
I was going to say armpit. And so then it goes on and on. And then Matt, let's say he's so angry at us for what we said. He doesn't know what to do, so he can't say anything, in which case he doesn't get to move forward, and it passes on to Dropsy. Now, whenever there's a break in the chain like that, Dropsy can either choose to continue the story or start a brand new one herself. And of course, the way it goes, first person to the end is the winner. Last person is the Matt. All right, let's do it. And if you guys enjoyed any point in time, hit that like button, subscribe as well if you do, and hashtag Camp Jerome down below in the comment section. Let's do it. All right, so Steve, start us off.
All right. So one day, Jerome was walking down the street.
When all of a sudden, a giant Dropsy came in with fire breathing out of her mouth.
And then she sabotaged the map with Steve, so Matt fell off of it.
Oh. You know, he kind of called you out for that. Was that you?
You really did.
I mean, I didn't do anything. It was just
It was all me.
but-
And then Steve specifically sabotaged the map, so
Well, see you later, buddy.
Well, all right, Dropsy, the story continues.
Um.
All right, I think, Dropsy, I didn't have an answer. I think that's it.
yeah. All right, Steve.
Where am I supposed to go after
Steve, you can
sabotage
continue or
All right.
start a new one.
After Matt realized that they sabotaged the map and finished up, he then went to the superstore.
At the superstore, he brought a bunch of water balloons.
In addition to the water balloons, he got guacamole, onions, aloe vera, and something sour cream for tacos that he was going to eat tonight at Jerome's house.
But instead of tacos, for
Whoa,
the-
Whoa!
Dropsy's in here. I forgot. I was not gonna let her.
Wow!
No, it's fine. I get it.
Steve,
Okay.
you caused that. I feel like Steve
I
has to go
caused
back
that.
one.
I'm so sorry. No, you,
All right, it's okay,
it's fine,
Dropsy.
it's
You
fine,
take your
it's
time.
fine.
What were we going to say?
Instead of using it for tacos, he put the sour cream in the water balloons.
Oh!
Okay.
And then he took those sour cream water balloons and threw them at Jerome's forehead.
In retaliation to that, Jerome then took the sour cream water balloons and he shoved them all inside of Matt's backpack. And then he stepped on it, so all the sour cream went everywhere.
Wow.
But Matt was fine with that because he recently commandeered Jerome's Louis Vuitton backpack for himself. But in that backpack, when he opened it up, he found...
Cookie herself. Jerome had snuck Cookie out of the office, and now Matt had stolen Cookie.
I'll fight
Cookie
you.
Man.
I'll kill you. I'll kill you.
It's
You put her back. You put her back.
Jerome, you get back on your whatever color square that is.
Yeah.
Well, whatever that was just cost
Purple.
me my turn. Thanks.
What?
I'm just gonna.
What?
What?
What are you talking about? Just make up the rest of the stuff.
No, you.
Okay. Jerome, your turn.
All right, my turn. I'm going to start a new story.
You guys are jerks.
Oh, it ended with Matt stealing Cookie? That's what we ended with?
It's going to be a brand new, fantastic
Stephen-
story, okay?
I think I'm back on.
Yeah.
The-
Yeah, you better watch out. I'd like to make an announcement. Everyone thinks that we cheat because they'll be like, "Oh, Matt cheated. He jumped. He
did
didn't
cheat.
jump forward one time when Dropsy knocked him off the edge for the 63rd time." The problem is not that I'm cheating. It's just that we are absent-minded and we sometimes don't realize where we're supposed to be standing.
Did
I
you
think you're
just give a
cheating.
disclaimer because we're dumb?
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
Good.
All right.
All right.
please, Let's go.
So, there once was an alien named Steve, and Steve one time flew in with a UFO and abducted Dropsy.
But that's
Wait.
okay, because little did we know Dropsy was already an alien. I don't know how we didn't notice the antenna sticking out of her forehead, but when she met the alien, she said,
hey, I'm just like you. So that's pretty cool. And then Dropsy decided to go on an adventure with Steve instead.
Well, the adventure then took them to planet Earth, where nobody really understood them anymore for some reason. Dropsy, her antenna got cut off, and all they could hear was glub, glub, glorb, glorb.
So that's when they met a confused Jerome, because Jerome figured the story originally started on Earth, but I guess he was wrong. So Jerome decided to go and hop on board the alien ship with them, and then they ran into a guy named Matt. Now, Matt, though, they didn't want to be on the alien ship, so instead they duct taped him to the roof of the UFO.
I mean, you kind of just closed the story there.
No.
Even your tone of voice was like, to the UFO. Okay, whatever. But Matt was fine with it because he always wanted to ride a UFO like a cowboy in space, a space cowboy, if you will, a role in Discord. So, he hung out there and eventually climbed in front of the spaceship, the UFO, the thing, where the driver was going. And the driver was Dropsy, an astronaut. I don't know if an alien's an astronaut, but she was an astronaut. And then when she saw Matt clung onto the front of the UFO in subspace, she said,
how did he get on here? I thought we duct taped him to the roof.
Wrong!
No, listen,
Wrong!
there's a translator in this story.
You stink.
It's like, I can't remember.
Shut up!
Boo, you stink.
All right, hold on.
Get her off
Since
the
I have to
stage.
speak the language, glub, glorb, glub.
Matt,
Wait,
you're not
and
coming up here, Matt.
Is this just King of the Hill now?
Apparently,
that what
this is
we're
not
doing?
King of the Hill.
Bet.
No!
Matt,
Jerome, I'm pooping in your cereal.
no! Gross! We all gotta eat that. So you were saying Dropsy
Well then.
before the poop was slung?
I'm
New story.
gonna-
What do you mean new story? We got a
No, it's still going. It's still going. Yeah, I feel like this is fine.
Hey.
With her universal translator that she happens to have, like the
so good.
Babelfish.
She plays Minecraft for a living.
Oh,
Sorry.
she wonders how Matt somehow was unduct taped from the roof of the UFO, but it's fine because he's stuck on the front like a fly, like on the front of the grills of the semis.
Matt's a fly.
punching.
Yes.
And she looked over to Commander Steve and said,
Camander.
Don't make fun of how I
Commander
talk.
Steve said, glub, glub, glorb, glorb, let's get these guys out of here. So he launched them out of the shuttle into space.
But that's when Jerome had discovered that there was actually some kind of problem with the translation machine. And he didn't say, let's go and let's launch them into space. He said, let's get this bread, let's yeet this wheat.
And then Matt, sick and tired of these terrible jokes, unduct taped himself from the UFO hovering above Earth and skydived down. And
For the
when he
second
was
time?
right before he
Again?
landed on the ground, he stretched
Yeah,
out.
you unduct taped yourself again?
Well, the duct tape wasn't very good, so I just kind of crawled around like a spider on
Hey,
the top
does
of the
anyone else notice
UFO.
that the sun just jiggles?
Yeah, that's what it.
Mm.
The game rule doesn't actually like turn off time. It just makes it go.
Right.
So it just jiggles. So it's more like
Yeah.
time set jiggle.
Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. Yeah.
Time set jiggle. I
So
love
then Matt
that.
plummeted back down to Earth, went in the office, and got Jerome back on track so we could record this video.
You trying to
Wow.
say something here?
But Jerome's
No,
not on
dude.
Earth, Matt. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, we just
Yeah, but
established.
Jerome is, but not Spaceman.
Who's
Jerome.
Spaceman.
Different Jerome. You got him confused.
You know, you're
Same name,
interrupting
different
Dropsy's
show.
story.
You really confused me now. This story is just all sorts of wrong.
After Jerome and Matt somehow skydive off of the UFO from space all the way down to Earth, like Felix
Like
Baumgartner.
Felix Baumgartner. Yes. You get it.
Dropsy, are you even paying attention? Jerome didn't.
Yes, I'm paying
Matt
attention to
did.
this. No, Matt said he grabbed Jerome and was like,
No. I went down to Earth Jerome.
No,
Not-
no,
Oh, to
no,
Earth
no,
Jerome.
no.
Are there two Jeromes?
Well, I thought
Yeah,
we were
hold
talking about the mole people.
This is off the rails. So what
Then-
happened?
Dropsy and Steve decided to not only once kidnap Matt again, but this time instead of just using duct tape, because apparently that wasn't good enough to hold him down, they decided to strap him inside the ship like regular human beings and go on a space adventure to Mars, where they...
But they're aliens, not regular human. Yes, Steve.
Didn't say
When Dropsy and Steve made it to Mars, they pushed Matt out of the
Where
spaceship,
am I in
and he hit
this?
the ground so hard that he dug underground and went and found the mole people of Mars.
Now, despite where Steve's story's going for getting Jerome in the trunk of the car,
Well, we got
obviously,
different plans for you.
Jerome had
obviously.
lockpicked the trunk and broke his way out, even though Steve simply forgot about him in there. And so he also joined them on this adventure for Mole People, Steven.
You're telling me you jumped out of a spaceship?
I'm
With
telling
me?
you, this ain't your story anymore. This is Matt's, so you better...
This is my story.
And then when Dropsy and Matt tried to cleverly plummet Jerome and Matt to
What?
Dropsy and Steve
What are you-
tried to plummet Matt and Jerome down to Mars to meet the mole people. It turns out that they actually met Elon Musk, a space engineer that had been on Mars this whole time, trying to communicate with his long lost brother
It's getting out of
Elon
hand.
Musk.
It's getting real
And
out
then-
of hand.
When we reached him, he said, "I've got an electric Mars rover you've got to see, but you have to reset your password
I
first."
really hope someone
And
just
then-
maps this whole story out. I really want to... I hope a fan in the comment section just maps this all out for us, because I don't even know where we're at anymore.
Yeah, I forgot how this story
I
started.
think we messed up the timeline, but it's fine.
That's what,
Hey, Steve
that's not
forgot
all we
about
messed up.
me.
But it's your turn, go. And then
Elon Musk, after being contacted, told him all the
Wait.
rovers on Mars are electric because they're solar powered.
Boo.
Boo!
Boo.
Does she get points for that one? I feel like she should not get points for
Well, you're
that
up,
one.
I feel like
Can I start a new story?
No,
No.
not
no,
this
you
one,
can't
this
just
is-
start one.
Okay, fine then. I'm skipping my turn.
All right,
I don't
Steve,
like where
it's
this
his turn.
story's
I'll
going.
go.
This story's buns.
And what Dropsy meant by solar powered was that it was like a solar beam from Venusaur, so it shot out lasers, pew 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 pew, and it went on top of a giant robot the size of Godzilla, and they flew it all the way back to Earth, and they're like pew 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 pew, and then Charizard came out of one of the castles, and
Charizard wondered, wow, this story not only has Elon Musk, Emo Musk, and laser ships, but also live Pokemon busting out of buildings. I'm in a great dimension, thought Charizard. But out of nowhere came the lizard. It crawled out from under Jerome's bed, and it spoke one single sentence.
it said Jeff Goldblum. What's wrong, Dropsy? What's wrong? The lizard. I'm just guessing what the lizard said. I have no idea.
Dropsy? Are you gonna tell us what the lizard says? What does this lizard say?
I think she lost her turn. I think. Steve,
All
I think it's
right.
up to you, pal.
Alright, the lizard then came out from under the bed and spoke this one sentence.
That's
you know
literally
the way,
what
brother?
Matt said.
I was going off of what he said. I'm recapping into what he was gonna say.
What storybook do you have that recaps it within the same
Every
sentence?
page you turn, it says the last part of the last page.
He comes
mean,
out
that
from
actually
underneath
pretty
of the
smart.
bed and says, "Do you know the way, brother?" And Matt freaks out. He freaks out. He falls off his chair, cracks his head open, but it wasn't really Matt. It was a Matt pinata, and candy went all over the place.
So now there's candy all over the place. The lizard then ate the candy, and then he became Charmeleon. It wasn't just a lizard. It was actually a Charmander. Because Charmander's a lizard, I think. I hope. Or is me a salamander. I don't know. Same thing. So he turned into Charmeleon, and they started breathing fire everywhere. And at this point, the entire place was on fire.
And while the place is on fire, Matt reminded Jerome that Charmeleon and the chameleon exists. But I don't know if a chameleon's a lizard. I think a chameleon's a lizard. So Matt was confused too. But Matt was also confused how a sentient pinata was shocked and recording a video while a lizard came out from underneath of a bed. So Matt just forfeited his turn.
And Dropsy realized that all of the other people who are inside the apartment were just neglected, and apparently everything is on fire and no one has come to help. So she calls 911 while everything's happening. Steve decides to fly in on the rocket solar panel laser shooting Charizard. What else was there? What else
There's
did we
a
add?
Venusaur
I mean, I
and
think you nailed
Elon.
it.
Shoots Venusaur's
Yeah.
solar beams. There's also fireworks going on in the background, but you don't look at it because cool guys don't look at explosions. and the laser beam turns into a water beam, and this is what Steve says.
Oh my Lanta, how is this even happening? Because Steve's not actually there. Steve was never there to begin with, so I don't know where this is going, Dropsy.
I wanted Steve the firefighter. I'm sorry.
And the reason why Steve wasn't there is because Steve then woke up, and this was all a crazy dream. The end. I win! I win! Did I win? Ah!
You win the trip down to Earth.
Oh, okay. Bye, Planet Mars. Well, that's it, everybody. That's all we have time for today. We hope you guys had fun with this ridiculous story. If you did, then hit that like button, subscribe as well for new, and we'll catch you next time. Take care. Bye-bye. And hashtag Camp Jerome down below in the comment section. Peace.